The leaves are already starting to fall off the trees, so I was inspired to paint one. Here's how I did it. First, pick a color for your background. I used 2 different shades of brown and a mop brush. I just covered the entire canvas, making sure it's dry so you can sketch your leaf. Now you could use your kid's sidewalk chalk. I'm going to use artist chalk because it's going to be much easier to see on the dark background. First, start with a dot in the top right-hand corner. This is going to be the base of your stem, so go ahead and sketch a nice long triangle shape like that. Now for the other part of the leaf, we're going to start with the tip. So notice all the way down in the bottom left-hand corner there, I'm going to connect the 2 dots. This is the center line of your leaf. Now, a leaf has a couple different branches, so I'm going to do 2 lines that are fanned out here, and notice they're shorter than the very first one. Also, starting at the base of the stem, you're going to have another row that's fanned out at the same angle, but notice those are even shorter. The V's that you're making should get wider and wider until you get to the very end. I'm going to do 4 different layers, so see how those fanned out? And the last 2 are going to be almost completely straight. Notice each one starts at the base of that stem. Now these lines represent the veins, so we're going to do smaller veins branching off of the long ones here. This middle row is going to have 3. The next row is also going to have 3 because they're still pretty long. You can fit them in wherever you need to. Don't worry if these aren't perfect because we are going to paint over them. We're getting the skeleton shape. So notice these last 2 rows that are shorter only have 2, and then we're going to do 1 on the tip of the last one. And then repeat it on the other side. Getting this basic skeleton outline is super important so that we can get the fancy outline of the leaf. We're going for the look of a maple leaf today. So once you finish sketching the skeleton, it should look something like this. Now let's do the fancy outline. Start at the tip, and I'm going to do 2 smaller curves that go up to points and then 1 big one that goes into that first row of veins. And then repeat it on the other side. So I did 2 little ones and I did 1 big one there. Doesn't have to be perfect. Now in between the 2 really long veins, we're going to do a large swoop. See how it swooped down from the first row in between? And then I'm going to just kind of do points along where these other veins are. So see, I did a point, met up with that one. I'm going to do 1 swoop here because it's smaller. Another swoop coming down to a point. And notice the points are kind of lined up with those smaller veins, with the big swoop going in between the longer veins. Something like that. And then repeat it on the other side. Now these leaves are not as symmetrical as you think they are, so don't be too worried about getting it exactly the same on the left side as you did on the right side. If you look at a regular maple leaf, they do have imperfections in their pattern. This is just the general shape. Just make sure you have the points along where the tips of that first row of veins are, and big long swoops in between each of the bigger veins. I'll try to have it traceable for you so you don't have to figure this out for yourself, but if you want to sketch it by hand, this is what I would do. So notice that last row just goes to a point and then straight into that center point at the base of the stem. There we go. Now let's fill it in with all the fall colors. I didn't want a single colored leaf. I'm going to do a multicolored one today. Just using a small round brush, I'm going to start filling in my outline. You can paint right over top of your chalk marks. You could even use your finger to erase some of the outline if you sketch it and decide you want to change it. Fill in a section at a time with color. So I started with this bright green over here on the left, and while it's still wet, I didn't even wash my brush. I dipped right into a really deep red. Now this is like my favorite fall red. If you don't have it, you could use regular red and just mix some brown in it to give it a fall tone. And while the layers are still wet, go back in and you can blend in between. So because this green is more on the yellow side, my red does turn into more of an orange tone too, which is perfect for fall. I'm going to go into some deep red, just the red over here down at the tip of the leaf. And let's start adding some yellow. So I'm doing some dark yellow first in this midsection and blending it into the red. Have fun with this. Blend in as many colors as you want. I have seen really big leaves that do have all the fall colors, and they have to be some of my favorites. Ooh, I really like the yellow in there. Now, acrylic paint does dry pretty fast, so you have to make sure that you're blending as you go. On that note, though, be careful that you don't overblend your colors, because what happened to me is as I kept filling it in, all my colors mostly turned into orange, which makes sense because I was using red and yellow. That makes orange. Looking back, I wish I had added even more yellow in here. So what you could do if you overblend is make sure you completely dry your leaf and then add your brighter colors over top. My right side really did overblend, so I went back in and added some red on the tip of this section and a little bit more yellow on the tip of this section over here to kind of balance it out. Also, don't forget your stem. I'm going to fill that in with a little bit of that green mixed with some of the other colors and just blend that down into your leaf. Another thing, notice how you can kind of see through my leaf. So once it's dry, then you can add a second coat as needed. Something like this. Now we need to make it stand out from the background, so I wanted to add a shadow. Using my small round brush and some really dark brown, I'm going to outline that fancy design we did around the skeleton. Now I'm not only going to outline it though, I want it to look like a shadow, so I'm going to thicken it up and blend it into the background. So see, I have that and I'm blending it in, bringing it out. I'm pretending that somebody's kind of holding it up above a table or something. So you can do just a plain outline, but this really makes it pop. When you step back, you should see something like this. I'm making the outline a little thicker down here on the bottom half of the canvas and making it a little thinner up here at the top, but you can blend it in as much as you want. Now, another thing we need to do is go back in and add the veins. You already had practice, so let's do it really tiny. I'm using one of my nail art brushes, actually. I'm going to do a pencil thin little line going straight from the tip all the way down to the base of that stem. Just like before, start with the main veins that are always starting at the base of the stem, and they end at the tip of each of those main points like this. And then once you have them all in there, you can go ahead and add the secondary veins that branch off in between. So now that we can clearly see those secondary points, make sure they line up with the V shape. The second row here in the middle kind of lines up with those big swoops, and then fit one down in the middle like that. And then remember, you're going to have 3 on the second row. I'm kind of lining those up with how my outline turned out as well. And then as you get down to those smaller big veins, you can add 2 rows on the shorter one and 1 tiny row on this last one out here. And then repeat it on the other side. Just remember, leaves are like snowflakes. No two are exactly alike, so don't worry if they're not exactly symmetrical. Here's mine. Now, if you really want to make it pop, I love my white highlight, so I'm taking a small round brush again, and in between the shadow and my outline, I'm doing a white pop outline around the entire thing. Somebody commented that they thought it looked like a cookie, which I think is funny. I really want to make maple leaf shaped cookies now with white icing. But if you don't want the cookie look, you could tone down the white with some of your other fall colors. I do think the highlight is important to help make it pop. I even added some highlights along my veins with my nail art brush, teeny tiny ones. Notice I'm not outlining them completely, I'm just highlighting little sections. But overall, I think it really makes it stand out, especially from the background now. A lot of you also had torn opinions on whether you should add a design in the background or not. If you like the maple leaf plain like this, stop right there, you're done. But of course, I have a busy personality, so I wanted to add something fun in the background. I wanted it to look maybe like it was a leaf falling from the sky, so I added a whole bunch of little squiggles with a detail brush, even added some polka dots. Now, a lot of you said you couldn't decide or said it would look better if you blended them in. You could also tone these down or not do as many, but still have a fun, fancy background. As always, make it your own. I always love to see what everybody comes up with, so I hope you have fun with this one and happy painting. Have a great weekend, everybody.